Hey, what's up guys, Bonnie here. So, what do we have on today? We've got jungling, and the subtopic for jungling, we're gonna have jungle pathing. So, what we're gonna discuss is some jungle paths that the best jungle paths in the order they should be killing your jungle camps in order for it to be the most effective possible, because we know that Nexus is a very high, fast-paced game. Therefore, we gotta be as efficient as possible in order to maximize the amount of gold that we gain, and also to maximize the how fast we kill the jungle camps in order for us to be on the correct side of the map where the action happens, and to capitalize on whether it's kills, whether it's defending, and so on. So whether it's catching waves of minions, and so on and so forth. So again, we're back on this tool, and for conversation's sake, we are going to be talking about the blue side because we can mimic the exact same thing on the red side. Now, I trust you guys that you'll be able to obviously replicate whatever you're seeing me talk about on the blue side to the red side, as everything is mirrored. So this part of the map here is going to be identical to this part of the map here. This part of the map here is going to be identical to this part of the map here. So whenever we're going to start the game, there is two options. Ideally, you want to start the game with either an item or an ability. And for jungling, in order for you to have the necessary sustain, in order for you not to like die and whatnot, or not to lose too much HP, you're either going to start off with the health regen item, and or you're going to be starting off with the life siphon. Life siphon, I'm pretty sure it's called, the one that whenever you do weapon damage, you heal, depending on the build that you're going. So the most efficient guns that you should be jungling with is either the hand cannon, grenade launcher. If you pick grenade launcher, do not pick life siphon. Or hand cannon, grenade launcher, or shotgun. So the goal here is what I like to do is I get onto a side lane. So either it's me going left or me going right. Why? Because the jungle camps spawn a bit later than the time that it takes for the first wave of minions to arrive. So in a case where we're a blue side, and let's say this is me here, I'm gonna go on the right side, for example. We got a wave of minions coming in. It's gonna battle my wave of minions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be here, catch the first wave of minions, put some pressure on the adversary, or kill if there is the chance to kill, but it's very unlikely that you're going to kill. And then we begin the sequence for jungling. So the sequence looks like this. I'm going to take this away, so we're just going to be a bit more clear. So from the right hand side, we're going to go into the first jungle camp that spawns onto the river, because we're the closest to it. And the reason why we take the first wave of minions, obviously, is because the jungle camps have not spawned, so we want to maximize the amount of gold that we get. Therefore, we take the 240 gold that we take from the minions that have arrived on the lane. Then we move on to the jungle camps. We take the spiders, and then we move back here. We take these spiders here. We move on to the big guy, the snake. Take into account if you're playing grenade launcher, the pathing is going to be a little bit different. You want to skip the big singular snake guy, because with the grenade launcher it's just a bit too hard to kill, it takes too long, and you just get more value from the grenade launcher killing the spiders, because obviously the spiders come into free. Therefore you can do AoE damage with the grenade launcher, therefore you are going to be killing them faster. So let's recap. Take the wave, move on to the spiders, move on to the spiders here, move on to the guy here. From this point you're going to take the spiders here, take the spiders here, and then we're going to go into our jungle. Start with the spiders here, move on to the spiders here, take the big guy, take the spiders from here, take the spiders here, and then depending, at this point you have two options. You either gank this lane if somebody is low. The golden rule of jungling, first of all, is not revealing your position. So don't reveal your position unnecessarily. So ideally you're gonna have a guy from your team that's gonna be here. Therefore he sees the enemy that's on this lane here. Therefore you see as well, you see how much HP the guy is. If this guy is gankable, aka either he's pushed in and he's got low HP, then it's worth for you to move in and gank this guy and kill him. If he's only in kill range. If he's not in kill range, you either take the minions here, or if this guy is too full HP, you're half, you don't want to reveal the position to this guy, you just move on to jungle. You take these spiders here, you take the big guy here, you take spiders here, if you have the necessary, if you have HP. Ideally, if you jungle correctly, and we're gonna dive into later on with like my gameplay when it comes to jungling, how to avoid like getting hit by the jungle camps as much as possible in order for you to have as much HP as possible. So in that case, if you are like 25% HP at this point here, you don't go here, yeah? But if you have the necessary HP, you go here, do that sequence again, spiders here, move big guy, and it can either do well, there's two options you have. You either do this first or do this first, doesn't really matter, it's the same time. And then you recall and come back from base. What do you do when you come back from base? So ideally you want to move as a jungler and as a carry towards the spots on the map where you can get the most kills as soon as possible when there is action. So that what that means is, let's say we got one guy here that's defending this lane, we got two enemies that are pushing in, yeah? This guy must have been fighting those enemies. Let's say they're like half HP. By the time that you did all this rotation, you're going to have a lot of money. You should have bought your level 2 weapon by then. Don't buy anything else, just level 2 weapon. Don't get the dash. You only get the dash after the level 3 weapon. And your pathing will look like this. So if we take this case here, we're going to go like this from base. First spiders, big guy, spiders, we got spiders here. So now you got two choices when you get to this point. You can either do the spiders if you know that you can't really do anything here, or you can go straight here, kill those two people, and then come back to spiders. After that point, depending on your HP, if you have like over 50% of your HP, for example, you can just go into the enemy jungle. And then go into the enemy jungle, the path will look like this. You take the camp here. Now this wall is no longer here, so this is cut off. You just go straight through here. You take this, spiders, big guy, spiders, and then you recall. That's your rotation. By that time, you should have 2,500 gold in order for you to buy the level 3 weapon. And then by that point, your camps here are spawning. The spiders spawn quicker than the big guy. So depending on what's happening on the other side of the map, I would personally not go back to the same side unless these people are again really free kills, and then begin the same cycle as we did initially with spiders, and then we go and gang these people, because again the big guy is not going to be spawned by that time because it takes longer than the spiders. The second option that you have is go the other route. You go spiders, big guy, spiders here, either spiders and gank here, Or if you can't gank here and there's nobody here, you can also gank mid if there's somebody here to be ganked. If there is a guy like pushing in, or if there's nothing happening mid, there's nothing happening left, then you just go, let me do this again. Okay, and then we're here, either gank left or gank mid, or if you don't have these options, then you just go with the same cycle again. Spiders, big guy, spiders, spiders here. And then depending on how much HP you have, by that point, if you've been killing them really well, you haven't had a fight left, you haven't had a fight mid, you should be pretty healthy, so you can do something cheeky and proxy this wave coming in, because you can look on the minimap. Let's say if you see minions coming in on your side of the map here, between tier 2 and tier 3 tower, the minions are coming in. What does that mean? That there's minions coming in from this side. So you can wait here, take those minions, and then move into their jungle. And then depending by how people react on the map, if all of a sudden you have two guys here, but one of them you can't see anymore and you see him going back here, that means that he's coming towards you. If you are here, what can you do is you can either take spiders and then recall back to base, or if you don't see this guy moving, and if you just still stays here, this guy still stays mid, you can continue with the sequence. You take spiders, you take big guy, you take spiders, you take spiders, you take spiders, and then you can go back, gank these guys. If they're not in kill range and you're not full HP, you can continue with the cycle. Spiders, 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 and then you can recall again because you're gonna have a lot of gold, and then you re-begin the cycle. The thing is, if you did that and you have been going from this direction towards this direction, you've killed these camps last, therefore camps have a certain time again to respawn. You're not going to be going back here, yeah, because obviously these camps are not respawn, so you're going to be wasting time here. So what you're going to do is go the opposite side and re-begin the cycle. Now, a few things to mention whenever you are, because obviously this is the ideal scenario. If you're beside the side lanes, so let's say you're in this area, you're in this area, you're in this area, you're in this area. So, because obviously this is your side of the map, because we're blue team. Basically, also I just realized I did blue team as enemies. Just you get the point. So let me delete everything here. So let's say if you're on this side of the map and then you've only managed to do spiders and big snake, and then these guys are pressuring the tower and there is no ally here, you're obviously not going to continue farming and you're gonna go defend this tower. And in that case, you're gonna take the minions that are at the tower. You're either gonna kill these guys, or if you can't kill these guys, and then you see a teammate that was originally on the side of the map coming in, you're gonna take the next wave of minions. If you have a long range weapon, so that means if you're playing hand cannon or a grenade launcher, and then you're gonna take these minions here, and then you're just gonna go back around and re-begin the cycle. Spiders, spiders, and then you can go spiders again if they're there, and then you can either reevaluate your options. You can either do from this point here, can you kill these guys, yes or no, or if it's obviously a no, then you continue jungling and go into the enemy jungle. Or can you gank mid? If mid is not gankable, then you just continue the sequence. Spiders, spiders, big snake, spiders, reevaluate. Is there a wave of minions coming in between tier 2 and tier 3? Coming here. Can you take this? If you can, take it. If you have low HP after you've taken it, then obviously you're not going to go into this side of the map because you're most likely going to get killed if these people come and gank you, yeah? All following? I hope you are. Yeah, so obviously if you've taken these minions from the situation, just recall back to base and then re-begin the sequence. You're not gonna go here because you don't have no big snake, so you're gonna go onto the other side of the map. And this is how we get kills and farm, and this is how you achieve over 1000 gold per minute. In terms of items, well, abilities, just refer to the previous two videos I did because I mentioned that dash is very good for all those three weapons. The main strength of dash, especially when you're jungling, is obviously you're getting to these camps faster, you're doing these rotations faster. So instead of you having, for example, this theoretical speed that you're going at without having dash, it's gonna look something like this, a little bit more sped up, especially with having mana increase. You are like way faster, therefore you can get to these rotations way quicker, you can get to farm way quicker, you can recall and go to base quicker, and then you can react to other sides of the map quicker. So this is the first video when it comes to jungling. This is the main idea of jungle pathing. This is the best way to do it. Obviously there is X, Y, and Z scenarios where you don't go in jungle, you prioritize obviously you prioritize defending your base essentially in your towers, especially that's what you have to do at your stage because you are not fully grasping the game in order to understand what you can in order for you to understand the exact skill of your enemies and that certain threshold, that certain fine line that you can walk on in terms of you going for resources and letting your base fall. Because I've been told in the past that, like, why jungling so much, or because towers are, you know, dying, and people are like our inhibitor or whatever. But then I end up the game, like finishing the game and winning the game like 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 kills. That's because I understand the fine line that I can walk on, which is not possible to understand at your level. So do not try it and play as optimal and as much defensive as you can. So again, if your tower, if you don't have, uh, if you don't have a teammate here at your tower and your tower is like falling and you're in proximity, in your vicinity, don't just continue farming and allow this tower to fall, because even I won't be able to do that at high ranks because I'll get punished for it, because the more towers the enemy take, then the more access they have into my jungle. Therefore my route, my jungle pathing will be as safe, therefore I can run into trouble way quicker and I would get punished. But at this level I do it because it's at this level. But that's the way that I would do it, walking on that fine line, is not optimal. It's not good to trade. Let's say, again, you take spiders, you take snake, you're on the way to spiders, your tower's almost falling, there's two people pressuring it, and you decide to give away 204. You decide to give away a tower for 240 gold. That is silly. You just go and defend that. And the main thing about this is if your teammate is not coming on the lane to defend it, what you take an additional wave is because, first of all, you take the initial wave here, that is obviously under tower, in order for you to stop the push, because if the people there don't have, well, if the tower doesn't have an enemy in range, whether it's like players or like turrets or like minions, generally minions, because obviously people are not going to, like, players are not going to tank the towers, they're going to allow the minions to tank the towers, then they can't push because the turret goes into obviously the white shield, white barrier. And why you take the next wave is because obviously it takes the minions from your Nexus 30 seconds to get onto the lane. So by you taking this wave here as quick as possible, then you're delaying the next wave of minions. Well, you're delaying the push essentially, because they won't have any minions to push onto your tower. So they have to wait for the next wave coming in. Therefore, that gives you time to go back, take that spider camp, and then that allows time for your teammate to either come and defend it, and allows you flexibility whether you come back to the lane to gank, or go back to mid, or go back into farming. So that is the gist of it. That is one of the videos. The next video is going to be a video of gameplay of me jungling. So stay tuned for that. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, all those things that you have to juggle when it comes to time and farming and what to prioritize here and there, but it'll make sense. It'll make sense. Especially later on when you see more gameplay, when I revisit this topic, when we take specific scenarios and then we like go more in depth to them. And if you guys have suggestions or things that you struggle with, like suggestions in terms of that you want to suggest an idea, like an idea or something for me to go over more in depth, like because you didn't understand it, just write in the comments and I'll go over it in the future videos. So thanks for watching. See ya.